So I spend hours every single week studying successful creative businesses, and lately I have been noticing a trend that has me really excited. The creatives who are absolutely crushing it right now are not the ones who are perfect at just doing one thing. They're the creatives who are successfully weaving together a wide variety of kind of disparate, disconnected creative interests, all in service of a story, a goal, or a mission. So in this video, I want to explain why I think this is true, why I think multi-passionate creatives do have such a crazy advantage in business right now. And I also want to introduce you to a few frameworks that you can use to help combine your interests together for your own business. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Honestly, I think the rise of the multi-passionate creative just makes a lot of sense when you think about what it truly takes to run a creative business. Like, you are not just creating your work and then somehow you press a button and you become a millionaire, right? That's not what's happening. You are wearing so many hats, and truly you are just like running an entire operation, and that operation just involves so much work and so many different skills. Like, you have to create your core product or service. You have to take professional product photos, right? You have to write compelling sales copy, film and edit social media content and strategize just like I do here. And you have to design your website and create marketing materials, and you have to handle customer service and manage your finances and build your email list. And there are so many things. But if you think about that list, if you take it and you really ruminate on it for a minute, between all of the boring admin stuff, like answering customer service emails and handling finances, there's a lot of creative stuff in there. There's a huge opportunity for you to use your creativity almost constantly. If you think about it, we've got writing, photography, videography, video editing, web design, graphic design, copywriting, and obviously, of course, whatever specialized creative skill your work actually involves. There is so much room for you to combine a huge array of interests together. Traditional business advice tells us to outsource, and I think that is good and true. You should do that, of course. But for stuff that you don't like or you're not good at, if you are able to find joy in a bunch of these different skills, if you're able to enjoy things like writing and photography and videography, you are able to combine all of these things together to create a business that is unique and irreplaceable. Your passion can truly become your competitive advantage. I think multi-passionate creatives are going to dominate in the years to come precisely because they are so passionate. Your passion shows through in everything you create. People can really tell when your heart is in something versus when you're just going through the motions. When you genuinely love photography, your product photos don't just look professional, they tell a story. They reinforce your branding and the value proposition of your work. When you are passionate about writing, your sales copy won't just feel like marketing, it'll feel like you are sincerely sharing something you really care about. But there's a catch. You cannot just throw all of your interests at the wall and see what sticks. You do have to strategically link them together. So let's explore 3 frameworks for you to actually start doing that. Framework number 1 is using all of your interests in service of a larger project, goal, or mission. Let's say that you love fashion, comic illustration, and creative writing. Instead of creating 3 separate businesses, which would be a nightmare, you could create a graphic novel and offer merchandise inspired by your characters' clothes and like their designs, their outfits, right? Your comic becomes the world, and your custom bespoke merchandise becomes the way that fans could participate in that world and show their support, and your writing makes both of those elements, again, way more compelling. Or maybe you're passionate about things like sustainable living, ceramics, and gardening, and you also live in a small space. You could create a line of eco-friendly planters and build content around growing your own food in your apartment and teach people how to create beautiful, self-sustaining home gardens. The key is finding that through line that links all of this together. Framework number 2 is linking all of your interests together through consistent storytelling and visual elements. Let's say that you are into botanical illustration, embroidery, and you want to write children's books, okay? You could create illustrated storybooks where the character's clothing is actually physically embroidered. Like, imagine a picture book that is very tactile, where you've, probably your first ones are going to be by hand, but maybe eventually it's by machine, embroidered. So like it's a fabric kind of insert into the pages, and people can feel that design. And then you could end up creating a business where you're not only selling like picture books, like the children's books, but also embroidery patterns and embroidery supplies, and all of it makes sense. All of it feels coherent. Your visual elements are united and you merge those two things together. Your children's books have elements of your embroidery, and your embroidery is going to naturally have elements from your children's books. It all works together. But speaking of weaving in different skills to create a coherent and memorable experience online, I want to give a really big shout out to Squarespace, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. One of the things that I love most about being a multi-passionate creative is how all of my different interests can manifest in my business. I don't just love oil painting. I love web design and writing and photography, and Squarespace lets me bring all of that together in one place. Their fluid engine system makes it easy for me to showcase my work, sell PDF guides, and tell my story. Squarespace makes it easy to change the colors of your website and customize it to be exactly what you are looking for, meaning that I can create an immersive experience that perfectly complements the colors of my art, products, and YouTube videos, just like this one. And when it comes to actually selling your work, their e-commerce tools make it incredibly simple. Whether you are selling physical products like prints, digital products like a PDF guide, or even an online course, you can set everything up in literal minutes. It will not take you very long. For multi-passionate creatives like me, this is huge. You can sell your fiber art, your digital patterns, and your storytelling workshops all from the same professional storefront. Go to squarespace.com/Kelsey Rodriguez for a free trial. And when you are ready to launch, use my code Kelsey Rodriguez at checkout for 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for your ongoing support, and let's get back to the video. The third approach is honestly my favorite. It's combining your interests to create an immersive and distinctly human experience for your ideal customer. So picture this, okay? You love landscape painting and you love poems. Instead of keeping those separate, what if you wrote sonnets that literally profess your love for your subjects or even your collector? You could include a handwritten love poem with the purchase of every single original painting. You could even recite these poems in your content. This approach doesn't just showcase your skills, right? It also creates like a deeply emotional experience for your collector that is kind of impossible to replicate. And that's what I mean about this framework. You are not just weaving things together like you would with the children's book and embroidery example. They are intrinsically linked, right? It provides an emotional experience in a way that the embroidery example kind of doesn't. That's how I would separate these two. Or let's look at a different example, right? Let's say that you love jewelry making and photography, and you also have a deep and abounding love for ancient Greek and Roman folklore. I don't know what you're into, okay? Maybe Greek and Roman folklore is your Roman Empire, for all I know. Instead of just selling earrings, you could create an entire collection inspired by different mythological goddesses. And then your product photos on your website could be impeccably styled and have like cute little, Easter eggs that all fit and are fun for folks that understand more of that mythology. Suddenly, you're not just selling jewelry, right? You're creating a truly immersive world that people are stepping into. Your customer wouldn't then just be buying a necklace, they would be buying into and participating in your artistic vision. And I think that's really special. I think that's so cool. I truly believe that we are moving into an era where genuine human connection is going to matter more than ever. Consumers are eventually going to get tired of this generic, impersonal, mass-produced slop, because it's slop. Okay, let's just call it what it is. It is not good content, okay? It's bad, it's empty, it's soulless. So be a breath of fresh air. Be a viable replacement. Lean into who you are. As Alyssa from Inspired Media & Co. said, niche down into yourself. Be unashamedly you. Lean into the things that make you truly unique. Embrace them. If you have a wide array of interests and you want to fold them all into your business, find that link that link is the single most important thing you can do for yourself in this moment. Because I truly believe that multi-passionate creatives are the future. You have such an advantage if you lean into it, right? There is no better way to stand out than to truly be memorable. And if you liked this video, consider supporting me by buying my book. It's called The Creative Entrepreneur's Workbook. It's somewhere on the screen over here. It is a 200-page long guide to starting and growing a creative business. It is the most comprehensive thing I have ever created. I also have coaching calls and other offers. You can check those out if you want to. But if you want to see this advice in practice, if you want to see me give more advice to multi-passionate creatives, you should really watch my Business Breakthrough series. It is apparently the best series I've ever had on this channel. That's what people keep telling me. People love it. They think it's great. I give advice to real creatives just like you. You can watch those videos also somewhere happening over here, and I will see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.